Hello, Aries. Welcome back. Don't forget to click that like button, guys. Aries, you know what I'm getting here? I'm getting that somebody likes you. They really like you, but they don't want to like you. This is something that they're fighting. It's kind of like they're waiting for you to do something so they can, like, not like you, you know? They're waiting for you to do something so they could be like, "Ah, okay, you're just another one. You're just like the rest," or something like that, right? But it's like the more this person is watching you, waiting for them to find something about you that they don't like, it just they keep finding things that they like even more, you know? Now, this person could have been like hearing things or they heard something about you from somebody that didn't like you, and this person came towards you in a way that, they were thinking that they were going to hate you just as much as that other person. But instead, you're impressing them. You know what I mean? They're getting impressed by you. It's like they want to know what makes you tick. They want to know how you think. They really want to hear what you have to say. You know, it's like the more and more that they're learning about you, the more they're wanting to find out more. But again, with that idea in the back of their head, like, I'm going to find something about Aries I don't like. I'm going to find something that justifies what my friend has been saying. And they're not going to find it. They're not going to find it because that other person's been lying. And the reason why that other person was lying was because they were jealous of you. That's why they can't be like you. They can't be like you. They can't walk like you. They can't talk like you. They can't look like you. And this person's getting upset because they're seeing their friend and their friend is coming back and they don't got nothing bad to say about you. Instead, they're actually starting to like you. They're liking you a lot. There's a level of physical attraction as well. So it's not just mentally, it's not just them becoming mentally attracted to you, to your mental state, the way that you think or the way that you do things. It's more than that. It's also physical. It's like, huh. See, they didn't want it to go there. So what are they going to tell their friend when when something happens between the two of you? They don't know what to do because that's where this person sees this going. You know, it's been a while and they've been watching you, listening to you talk and stuff, and they could see themselves getting together with you. They could see themselves becoming intimate with you. The physical attraction is growing. And now they're thinking, huh, they might have had this other friend for a long time. And they're wondering, like, why is it that I like Aries, but this one doesn't? It doesn't make sense. They're starting to really question things. And they're thinking, huh, it's kind of strange because they usually like the same kind of people. They like each other. And you know what's happening? This person's going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out that that person was lying to them. It's going to take a while. See, if this person was younger, then they would just, younger people, they'll just accept what somebody else says about somebody and that's it. But this person, they're going to put the pieces together. It's going to be one of those aha moments like, oh, that person is jealous. They got to be. When they start putting two and two together, what that person said about you and what you truly are, who you are as a person, they're going to put the pieces together. They're going to realize. And when they do, that's when this person is going to start trying to move in. I see them trying to move in. Like, what I mean is move in, like get closer to you. Maybe even ask you out, see if you want to go get some coffee or something. Sit down and have a conversation. This person sees you as being a very open person and they like it. They like it that you're not the kind of person that, you're not hiding things. You're open. You just are who you are, and that's it. And they like it. They like it that there's nothing like you're hiding anything. You're just out there. And you don't change. It's like you don't change depending on who's around you. You're just authentic. And this person likes it. They like it that they can see what they're getting. There's no mystery. There's no two-faced behavior, things like that. Because this person's been watching you. They're waiting for that quote mask to fall off, like this other person said. They're waiting for you to show some kind of narcissistic tendencies or something, right? Something that, proves that you're a narcissist, and they're not finding it. They're not finding anything. Actually, they're finding you to be very likable and adorable. They're liking the things that you do, the things that you say, the things that you're into. It's the same things that they're into. They're really liking you. They're like, what is going on? They're so confused. They are. They're so confused. I think this person, you know, if we all had met under different circumstances, it would have been like, it's on, that kind of thing. But because of the way that they, have like been, well, I don't want to say introduced to you because I don't know if this person has been introduced to you. It doesn't look like it, but they're definitely around you. Okay. Um, so y'all must frequent the same places or y'all work at the same place, you go to the same church, whatever it is, right? However way that this person knows you, they see you around, right? But if y'all had met under different circumstances, I think this person would have asked you out a long time ago, you know? But right now, this person is just fighting it. They're trying to find something wrong with you and they can't. They can't find anything wrong with you. They're trying to find something that they don't like. They can't. This person may have a foot fetish. Okay, I'm just gonna let y'all know there's something about feet that's very significant. Um, maybe you wear high heels. Maybe you wear sandals. Maybe you walk around barefooted. Maybe they've seen you walk around barefooted. But there's something about the feet. Okay, something about the feet that's significant. Um, Maybe you paint your toenails. It could be that too. Maybe you match your toenails with your fingernail polish, that kind of thing. There's something that you do, about your nails or something about the ankles down, the feet area. Maybe you have an ankle bracelet that you wear or something. But there's definitely something that you put in that area of your body, and this person finds it, attractive. And I'm thinking like high heels, or I'm thinking, I don't know. I honestly, maybe it's just your shoes. It could be. But maybe it's a certain way that you're wearing your shoes. Maybe you wear very unusual shoes that other people don't wear. I met this guy a long time ago. He was showing me his shoes. I never seen shoes like that before. And I didn't know it, but those were expensive shoes. I didn't find out until years later. Somebody else had gotten a pair of those same kind of shoes, and I was like, "Oh, I knew this guy that got a pair just like that." And they were like, "Really?" And then they told me that those shoes were like $1,200. And you have to remember this was a long time ago, so I don't know what that would be today, like 3,600, I guess. Anyway, something like that. Um, yeah, no wonder they were showing me their shoes. They were so proud of them. I had no clue. Don't get me wrong, they were nice shoes. But the thing is, it could be shoes, guys. I'm just saying, it could be, something that you wear specifically that this person finds attractive. And it has something to do with the feet, you know? Uh, yeah, this person, they've been talking to somebody else, not that person that hates you. They've been talking to somebody else about the whole situation. They've been trying to figure out like what to do about this situation cuz this person's like trying to be loyal, to their friend, but they're telling that person, I really like Aries. I like the way that they think, and they're letting that person know, like, I don't know what to do because this is my friend, and we've been friends for so many years, and this is what that person said, and I feel like this third party, this other person is like, I don't know, I don't know what to tell you, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe go out on a date and see where it goes. Weirder things happen. Maybe that person had a bad experience with Aries. That doesn't mean you're going to. Maybe something happened between them. That person's saying things like that. That just because that person doesn't like you, it doesn't mean they have to not like you. But in that person's mind, they were thinking that they should not like you because their friend didn't like you. So they're talking to somebody else. They're getting advice from somebody else. And that person's very level headed. That person's very I want to say non biased. They're just very open to everything. And so with that advice that person's getting, this person is going to start trying to talk to you if they haven't already. Okay? They're going to want some one-on-one conversation with you. They're going to want to pick your brain about certain things. They're going to try to figure out what makes you tick, what makes you go, and what makes you get excited about things, and what are the things you get excited about. It's like this person has this long list of questions that they have about you, about you, your life, what do you like, things like that. They have this long list of, they want to find something about you. Something about the way that you eat might be very significant. Maybe this person has seen you eat. Maybe this person works at a restaurant. That's what I'm thinking. Could be. Um, they've seen you eat. There's something about the way that you eat that this person finds very attractive. Okay, so it's your feet and it's your mouth. The way that you eat, the way that because I think it's your mouth because the way that you speak, the way that you eat, your expressions, so it makes me feel like, it has something to do with the mouth. I think that's confirmation, guys. I don't know if y'all heard that. My phone went off. Um, but yeah, this person, they're fighting it. They don't know what to do. But they liking you. They're liking you a lot. And they really like the way that you come in. And I don't want to say bossy. I don't want to say bossy because it's not really coming out bossy, but you come in as like someone who's firm, authoritative and firm, and they like that. They like it because they feel like you're the kind of person that you would tell them straight up what it is that you don't like, what it is that you do like. They like the honesty part. They like it that there's not going to be a mystery. It's not going to be one of those things like where you're going to expect them to just be able to read your mind and know what you want. You know what I mean? And they like that. They like it that you're very open and you talk and you know what I mean? They've been watching you. They've been watching you for a while. Angel number 27. I am expressive. Huh? It's perfect, right? It says your mind is wide open and you are tolerant and compassionate toward all ways of life. You value freedom of expression and want to improve the conditions of people, whether in your community, country, or the world at large. Let's see what else comes out for you. I think that one has come out for you quite a bit. It says 15. I am wise. It says your love for others is powerful and you are able to spread your gift of support far and wide. You're curious And social nature brings you in contact with a variety of people, all who would benefit from your warm, heartfelt words of wisdom. I am wise. So do put that in the comment section, guys. I am wise. I am expressive. This is what's going on around your energy, guys. If you're still here, I'm having a fundraiser. I'm having difficulty paying my electric bill, and I do need to get some groceries. And I'm doing a fundraiser. I will be putting that information if you would like to donate. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to put the information in the description. And thank you guys. Any little bit would help, $5, $10. It helps. You know how it goes. Guys, you know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. What the heck is going on with the electricity bill? I'm serious. I'm using the same amount. I'm using just a slight more than I did last year. But I'm talking about like 10% more. But why is my electric bill twice as much? It's like, what the heck is going on? Why is everything so dang expensive? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are the prices going up so much? It's like I remember going to groceries to go get groceries, and I would, buy $200 worth of groceries, and it would last me a good while. And now I go buy groceries, $200 worth of groceries, and it's barely lasting me a week and a half. And it's like, what the heck is going on? Why is everything so expensive? What is and I know you're gonna say, well, it's because of the WAR. Well, I think yeah, they've possibly have made the prices go up a little bit, but this was actually going on before that even started. So it's like ever since we got the big bug, the sea bug, you know what I'm talking about. What was that, 2020 or something? Ever since then, it just seems like all kinds of crazy things are happening, and it's like, why? Why? What the heck? It was like they did that to what? And I say they did that because I'm very suspicious, guys. I'm sorry. I'm very suspicious because it seems too perfectly orchestrated. It's like one thing after another. It's like that happened, and then the prices started going up, and then the rent started going up, and then it's like, what? If you want home insurance, it's like getting into the thousands now. It's like, what? Like, what the heck is going on? Why is everything going so crazy? And our GOV is not paying attention. I mean, are they trying to make everybody homeless? Is that the goal here? Like, what is it? And I think that it's been all done on purpose because now we got these data centers popping up, and I'm hearing like the water and everything's going crazy with that. And it's like, why do we have all this stuff going on all of a sudden? You know what I mean? Like, or things like is things speeding up? Is that what it is? Is something speeding up? You know. But then you think about it. All this crazy stuff is going on, and then we have all these billionaires who are going and building underground bunkers. What are they hiding from? Or who are they hiding from? It makes me think that they're hiding from something because, you know, usually underground bunkers, y'all know what they're for, right? But the thing is that, like, we're thinking, oh, they're doing that because just in case something happens, this and that. No, I'm starting to think maybe it's not that they're worried about like a big happening, right? I don't know if I can say that word on here, so I'm not gonna say it. BOMB, right? And I don't think it's so much that. I think it's more of them becoming afraid of the little people who are upset because they can't eat and they can't sleep because they don't have a house. And the worstest thing about being homeless is not being able to sleep. That hits you harder than not being able to eat. You know, because at nighttime you got to sleep with one eye open if you try to get some sleep, because all the crazy people usually come out at night. All the predators usually come out at night. And then during the day you can't sleep because everybody's walking around, and somebody, if they see you sleeping, they can call the COPs on you, right? So it's like the worstest part about being homeless is not being able to go to sleep. I think, when we see people who are homeless and we see them talking to themselves, or, obviously going through some kind of mental break, to tell you the truth, I believe a lot of people, when they first become homeless, they're normal. There's nothing wrong with them. But after being sleep deprived and then being attacked, because, you're out there in the elements and people are brutal, and you get attacked, you get all these things happening to you eventually, and then plus two, another thing that's really hard is when you're homeless. I've been homeless before, that's why I know. Another thing that's really hard about being homeless is when you're hungry, and everywhere you go you smell food. Like, seriously, it's like the smell of food amplifies. You know what I mean? Like, we don't pay attention to it. Like, I don't pay attention to it as much now because I have a home now. But when I was homeless, the smells was amplified. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like I could smell something fresh being cooked, a mile away, that kind of thing. And it's torture. It really is torture. And the fact that people don't want to acknowledge you, or even show that you exist, is a whole other form of torture. It's like you're being shunned out of society. So you're going through so many different um mental torture all at the same time. I mean, this is why I've heard of people saying, they never used illegal substances until they became homeless. And you know what? I believe it. I believe it. I think, after a while, I wasn't homeless for very long, but, I think after a while and, enduring that, I could see how, yeah, how you would want to escape, and if that pill can make you escape your reality. So I could see why people, or how people would, be tempted to start doing that kind of thing. Anyways, guys, if you could donate, I know I went off into a little rant here, but yeah, it's true. I think they are trying to make everybody homeless. And why are the property taxes going up so much? And you know who's doing that? That's the state. So if the state knows that people can't afford things, why are they raising the property taxes so people can't afford things even more? It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we got this homeless problem, but let's make people homeless. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's how we'll solve our homeless population problem. Yeah, let's make more people homeless. It'll become the normal, so everybody will be the same. I mean, is that what they're thinking? I mean, I'm laughing because it sounds crazy, but I'm really interested. Like, is that what they're thinking? Are they really truly wanting to make everybody homeless so we can all be the same? I don't know. I don't know. It's insane, guys. Listen, if you like to donate, I greatly would appreciate it. I'm going to leave the information in the description. Let me know what you think about what the heck is going on. Why is things going crazy? Catch me in the next one, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.